Welcome to another installment. This show's going to suck, by the way, of Outside the Ring.
Slow news day.
No, this is probably the slowest it's ever been, Troy.
Yeah.
I mean, by far. Show prepping for this show is terrible right now. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, because we just spent, 5-10 minutes before we started recording of me sitting here on the phone and you rattling off stories and ideas of what to talk about, and I'm just like, none of that really sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, not at all, actually. This is kind of pathetic, considering we're like a week away, I think, from TLC, and then we're like a month away from the Royal Rumble when, let's be honest, before we get to that, we gotta say our names. I'm the one, the only Jason.
Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm not even in the mood to...
Yeah.
It's just one of those days.
Murphy. Alongside the one, the only. He's kind of pissed. Troy Stone Cold.
Oh, I'm not pissed. I'm more disappointed.
Yeah, Austin. I'm not disappointed in our Twitter, by the way. Outside the Ring with a number 1. Our Facebook, Outside the Ring. Our email.
OutsideTheRing316@gmail.com.
Subscribe. Okay.
As always.
And we got our shameless Mick Foley plugs out of the way.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Look, WWE, you would figure, is going to get better within the next month because once Royal Rumble hits,
let's hope.
Usually we get 3 good months of WWE, then it sucks again when you after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically from January, the beginning of January, into the day after WrestleMania, it's great television.
Yep.
Normally. I am praying to God that's what we get.
You can only hope anymore nowadays because, you really can't. I don't even know where I'm going with this. See, that's how bad it is.
Yeah, just wing it. Here's the thing. Tonight I am no interest to watching WWE Raw. I'm just being honest as a wrestling fan, as both of us are. This is going to be a hard show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the stuff with CM Punk, obviously, you're interested kinda in the Shield to a point.
Yeah.
Let me think. Ziggler, if they actually do something with him, maybe. Mm-hmm. The mid card and the undercard for WWE right now is piss poor.
It is.
It's terrible. And it seems like it's the same matches every night. And I was actually telling one of my buddies over the weekend, and he hasn't watched wrestling in about 4 years. And I told him, you're really not missing much.
No, you're not.
And I said, honestly, the best way to watch Raw now, especially with it going 3 hours every week, is to basically TiVo Raw and just fast forward through all the BS, which is 90% of the show.
Yep.
That is terrible to say because back in the day, it was so good. But, I mean, even the Kane, Daniel Bryan thing has started. It's ran its course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost wanting to see new tag teams again, which they're kind of dropping the ball on that again because if you notice, it was good for a while, and now it's like there's like 3 teams again. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. And then again, the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship really don't mean nothing. They don't build up the belts. It's stale, Troy. Stale.
It's been stale for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, honestly...
Like you said, it is going to be rough to sit through Raw tonight to the point where I might not even watch it.
Yeah. And especially if, the only reason, I'm just be honest with you, the only reason I'm watching tonight is to see what they're doing with Punk because we don't know his condition.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if this was all a charade, if he's actually hurt, if what they're going to do. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is so hard to sit through. You have a lot of talent on the roster that doesn't get used correctly. I just don't know what creative, honest to God, is thinking anymore. And I pray to God when Rock gets back, that is going to help, which I believe it will.
I would like to think that it would.
Yeah.
But, from what we've seen from creative over the past few months, who the hell knows?
Oh, man. It's terrible. It's terrible booking. It's this, and again, I said it before, it's the same matches over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
The same ones. Nothing ever changes. And eventually that's run out. You have a 3-hour broadcast. You cannot come up with different matches every week. I mean, I'm all about building a feud, but make it count. Make it mean something.
Yeah, make it mean something, and don't do it to the point of where you see them fight. The same two people go at it every week. It devalues it then.
Here's my problem with the Shield. I have no issue with them as wrestlers. They're phenomenal. My issue with them is how long are they going to just beat people up until they eventually they're going to have. The thing is, I don't know if I'm into the group. I don't know. I love Dean Ambrose by himself. I dug his character when he was in the Indies. I don't know if I'm getting that same vibe from the Shield. It's just another group that you can look at that's kind of reminiscent of, we were talking off the air, of kind of Aces and Eights, where they just, not to the extent of them, but kind of this whole, what are they really about? What's their motive? And it's almost like a little bit, even though they say they're not like them, it's a little bit like the Nexus. It's a little bit like the NWO. It's just different groups from the past. I mean, I'm interested to see where they go with this, but eventually I'd like to see these guys in the ring.
Well, we're going to see them in the ring next Sunday.
Oh, well, is that official?
That apparently is official.
Wow.
Punk is not going to make the pay-per-view. So you've got to think, how are they going to handle the 30-day rule?
You know what? I'm glad you brought up the pay-per-view, because there is something to talk about. not in a good way. Let me try to find the TLC card for you, if there even is one. This is terrible. Honestly, I'm thinking of the matches. So I guess we're going to have a handicap. I actually heard, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you know more about this than I do. I heard that they were actually thinking about doing a 6-man TLC match.
Yeah, the 6-man match with the Shield, Ryback, and Team Hell No.
Okay, I like that better than just 3-on-1, even though the one is Ryback.
Yeah.
I like that a lot better. And it could be good. That match could very well be a good match.
Yes, it could be.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Still, the one match at TLC that I am not looking forward to is Dolph Ziggler and John Cena in the ladder match.
Yeah.
For Ziggler's Money in the Bank briefcase.
You're fearing what I'm fearing.
Yes.
That they're going to
Cena
screw this.
does not need a second shot at cashing in Money in the Bank.
The only way I differ with you with that is, like I said before to you, I think it was last week, that I'd be cool just as long as Ziggler won the Rumble and they gave him the main event spot at Mania, because by then, my God, that guy would be so ready for the big win. The only way I can see them doing this with Cena, the way I would like it is a heel turn. I would have him cash it in on Sheamus.
Yeah.
And when Sheamus is down, like, say Sheamus beats the hell out of the Big Show, and he can hardly stand, and then here's Cena, who's supposedly Sheamus's friend, comes down and screws Sheamus. That way you could have a Sheamus, you could put Cena on SmackDown for a while, because God knows SmackDown needs a little help.
God, yeah.
Even though it's John Cena, it'll still be a new face.
But my grief with that is, Cena is a Raw superstar.
That would be, and you'd have to figure it out. And that's a weird thing, Troy, because the case Dolph has is the SmackDown Money in the Bank. So I don't know if creative thought about that, because you're right, Cena is a Raw guy.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't think that they much care about.
You don't think he cares anymore? I don't think anybody. Dolph's on Raw more than SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, What does that even? We've talked about. We can go for 2 hours on why the brand extension needs to completely end and act like it doesn't even matter. There needs to be. We've talked about it. One champion, one world champion. Have a match with Sheamus and Punk, and have one Ultimate or Big Show and Punk, I guess and have one champion. It's stupid. There's too many titles. I don't like. Why have 2 world champions? That is stupid. It made sense when the brand extension was there. Yeah. And again, I'm with you. I think that it makes sense just to have Ziggler win and just go over on Cena.
Yeah, I mean, Cena is to the point where he needs to start giving people the rub.
Yeah,
he needs to start putting people over.
I told a buddy of mine, I put John Cena in, and I'm not talking wrestling skill, but I'm talking about the Shawn Michaels, the Triple H's, the Undertakers, those guys that basically, like you said, just kind of give the rub.
Yeah.
Even The Rock, when he comes back, as phenomenal as The Rock is, and a lot of people say, well, he should have laid down for Cena because Cena, and to a point, I agree that maybe Rock should have gave the rub to Cena like Hulk gave the rub to The Rock. But at the same time, The Rock is still almost like an active competitor when he's around.
He is.
And so that was a little bit different. But I think John is now in the situation where he can really, he's not a great wrestler. We know that. But my God, if he can put over a guy like Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler gets a win over John Cena, that's going to put Ziggler through the roof.
Oh yeah,
and that's something that I think a lot of fans would ease up on John if John started putting guys over like that.
I would, for starters.
I don't want to see John Cena ever surpass. Isn't he already close to Triple H's record? I'm pretty sure he's close to titles.
I think he's got 10.
That's crazy. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
God, if he passes Flair, I might.
Oh God,
I don't think. Like, I'm with you. I don't think he needs the belt anymore. The guys that need the belt are guys like Miz, Ziggler, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, Big Show. No, honestly, I think Sheamus deserves the belt more than Big Show, just because Big Show's been around forever.
Yeah.
Guys, young guys. Hopefully, Dean Ambrose eventually. CM Punk.
That would be great.
Put those guys over. I don't care if Cena's in the main event, but have him job once in a while.
Exactly. And I mean, it's like the WWE doesn't know how to do that.
But we've named like 2 matches on this pay-per-view, and then of course you do have Sheamus and Big Show in the stupidest match of all time, a chairs match. Yeah, need I say more? And I don't know. Honest to God, I'm not being funny here. I don't think there's an undercard. I think we honestly have like 3 matches up to this point.
Well, we have 3 matches up to this point, and they'll fill in the rest of the card tonight,
which is terrible.
Friday, and whenever the hell they feel like.
That's terrible. I can't stand that. And honestly, I will talk about TNA for 1 second, not about that pay-per-view last night, because neither one of us watched it, so we're not going to comment on it. But I don't know if you heard this, but I guess TNA, I actually agree and applaud with them. They actually took out a few of their pay-per-views. Yeah,
they're starting to cut down on their yearly pay-per-views, and I think WWE needs to follow in.
I love that, Troy. I loved when I heard about that. I said that is one of the best moves TNA has done since they put the belt on Austin Aries.
Yeah.
Which they did not do. They took it off him, but up until that point, it was a good move. Here's the thing. They are going to have more time now to build. The way they did it, they have more time now, like 2 months to build to Lockdown, which is one of their like second, what their B+ shows. And then Bound for Glory, the pay-per-view before Bound for Glory, they took away. So you have like literally 2 months to build. That is a great thing.
Oh, yeah, I've been saying WWE, well, wrestling in general, TNA and WWE together should be doing that. I've been saying that for months.
And then you know what's going to happen? Your buy rates are going to go up. That's why WWE...
If they do it right, though.
Yeah, but WWE's buy rates have been so damn bad because honestly, a lot of it has what we're talking about right now with TLC. There's no hype other than the 3 big matches. That's it. And then, like you said, they're going to just throw matches together that we can probably see tonight on Raw or SmackDown. They're going to be rematches we've seen 15,000 times.
Yep. Honestly, if you ask me, the biggest thing about the TLC pay-per-view, at least to me, is Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins being in the ring wrestling.
Sure, in the main event, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that, I think those guys are going to take some serious bumps to get over in that match. Ryback and Kane, I'm not looking a lot of high impact. Daniel Bryan should do some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But as strong as Ryback and Kane are, I can see them doing some crazy things, throwing people through multiple tables. I am looking forward to that match a little bit more than I was when it was a handicap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen a 6-man tag in a TLC.
Well, the thing is, it's still going to be every man for himself, because there's really no tag rules.
Right.
So it's going to be one big cluster F. So.
Well, they got to be careful with this. Yeah, how they use the spots and when they do them, and I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. I'll put it that way. Punk's going to be involved some way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it. So comment below. Let us know what you think about the current state of WWE, TNA. That's about it.
Yeah, you have just witnessed 2 men struggle for their shit.
Yeah, it was terrible. But we will hopefully do another one of these tomorrow. And look at that. Troy Austin. Hello? Troy? Yep, Troy's gone. We lost connection to Troy Austin. This show was so bad, and talking about WWE made him so upset that we lost connection with Troy Austin. But we'll talk to you tomorrow if we could get Troy back on the show. Another installment of Outside the Ring. And as he would say, deuces.